it sounds a bit strange. What I mean strange? A bit strange that a Turkish Cypriot, lives in occupied area, continue fighting and writing every day in a newspaper which I mentioned before what Africa means for everybody, and you don't feel afraid, because there is nothing like here and I'm writing something against some politician. Okay, the worst case scenario, they're gonna sue me. Okay, and maybe I'm gonna pay some money. But there,
I am not afraid. If I stop to writing, I will afraid. They cannot touch us today because we are speaking. We are freely speaking. If we shut up, that day we will die.
I understand we don't recognize anything in the occupied area as politics position. Understand that. All right, nobody could come from Cyprus Republic under any idiotity. I'm not coming now. Idiotity is like, I'm not coming like a politician. I'm coming like a human being.
Yes.
Nobody could go there just to tell them, we are here, we support you, we didn't forget you. Nobody.
They could send a lawyer to
or
watch
a lawyer
it.
To support or working with the lawyer that they have from the occupied area or whatever. Nobody came.
Nobody. Nobody called them. They didn't came. They didn't call them. Cyprus Republic has to open cases in free areas against the complicities.
You believe they're gonna do it?
I don't believe, but we have the pressure for it.
Okay. Φίλες και τηλεθεατές, καλώς ορίσατε ξανά στο podcast therapy μετά από τις παρατεταμένες διακοπές του καλοκαιριού. Με την δεύτερη σεζόν, είμαστε όπως τα TV series, κάνουμε σεζόν τώρα, είναι το δεύτερη σεζόν. Λοιπόν, για ξεκίνημα φιλοξενώ έναν άνθρωπο, έναν Κύπριο, ο οποίος ζει, εργάζεται, προσπαθεί, αγωνίζεται, διαμένοντας στην κατεχόμενη Κύπρο. Ο κύριος Aziz Sha, τον οποίο και καλωσορίζω και υποχρεωτικά θα το γυρίσουμε στα αγγλικά with my beautiful English. So, but you know, the great thing is that because from both of us, English is not our mother language, so it's okay if we make some mistakes. So what? Everybody gonna understand because we speak the so-called Cyprus English.
Yes, primitive English.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, I took some notes here. Aziz, we're gonna speak with the first name. You're Aziz, I'm Haris. Anyway, with the podcast, what I love more is that there is no need for formalities. Yeah. So I make the introduction. Say that you are a Cypriot.
Yes.
Like me. So we don't need the first letter, the first word. Sorry, before the Cypriots. We are Cypriots. You are a journalist.
Yes.
In Africa newspaper, which for me, Africa newspaper, it's the historian of the future. They're gonna mention it. They're gonna say what a brave effort from Chanel Levent and the rest of you that you were working together. You live in occupied area.
Yes.
I cover it like introduction. I cover it. All right. So first of all, tell us a bit. Who are you? Like a person, what do you think, what do you believe?
I born under occupation. From my childhood to today, I saw the changes of the occupation. What changed? My life is a part of Turkish occupation, and we are experiencing it every day. And my life is part of the fight against the occupation. It is not so big fight, but my life is part of it. A small point. Today I am part of Pan-Cyprian freedom movements and Union of Cypriots, and I write every day about Turkish occupation, settler colonialism, against colonialism in Cyprus, and how to liberate Cyprus. This is my life.
You know, Aziz, for many Cypriots and many of our viewers that are gonna watch this, it sounds not strange. You know, there is how to say, like a story that in both Cyprus and in both parts of Cyprus, which is not part, it's occupied Cyprus and Free Cyprus here. But in Free Cyprus, for many Cypriots live here, for many Greek Cypriots, just to realize what I'm trying to say. It sounds a bit strange. What I mean strange? A bit strange that a Turkish Cypriot, lives in occupied area, continue fighting and writing every day in a newspaper which I mentioned before, what Africa means for everybody, and you don't feel afraid, because there is nothing like here and I'm writing something against some politician. Okay, the worst case scenario, they're gonna sue me. Okay, and maybe I'm gonna pay some money. But there,
I am not afraid. If I stop to writing, I will afraid. They cannot touch us today because we are speaking. We are freely speaking. If we shut up, that day we will die. They don't need to kill us. That day we will die if we stop to think freely.
The reason I mention is because I remember a couple of years ago, some years ago, that even there was attacking in the office of African newspaper.
In 2018,
yeah.
22 January, the
Yeah.
Turkish settlers
No.
attacked with stones, and it was like a lynch pogrom.
Yes.
The Erdogan made a call in Turkey. It was because of Turkish invasion in Syria, in Afrin. Turkish army attacked the Kurdish people in northern Syria, and we wrote that a second invasion, one more invasion. We are mentioning the Turkish
Yes.
invasion in Cyprus and the second invasion in Syria. Then Erdogan made a call to the Turkish settlers in occupied area, and after that day, one day after, the Turkish settlers, mainly from northern part of Turkey, Black Sea, and from the Hatay, from the southern part of Turkey, their associations, the settler associations and the grey wolves came together and attacked the newspaper. And I was in the newspaper building at that day. We were building barricades to the windows and to the door, and they were throwing stones to us, and we survived. This is our life, to survive.
It's about survival, no? Yeah. Okay, that's why I'm asking. I mean, if you feel that, okay, it's a humanistic to feel afraid or something, but you feel safe. Let's put this in this direction. You feel safe writing the things. I understand why you write the things you're writing. I understand also say that if I stop writing, then we're gonna die. I understand also how you say and in which way you say. But you feel any kind of fear living in this situation there?
I have fear, not because of writing. I don't have human rights in occupied area. I don't have health right. I can't go to the hospital and find solutions for my health, or for children. I am not married, but for Cypriot children, we don't have schools. We are under a settler colony, and the Cypriots are eliminated. We don't have our human rights. We cannot live like humans. That is our fear. And the problem is At the same time, I don't have human rights in the republic because of occupation. My human rights is under occupation of Turkey. Today, you and me, we are not living in a normal country. This is the point, because of Turkish occupation. We are fighting to have a normal country. I want to live a normal country, to have my human rights, and my fear is for my rights. That's it.
You mentioned before about the settlers' colonialism, and that Turkey actually they apply colonialism actions against occupied Cyprus. Do you have any data about how many settlers are living now in the occupied Cyprus, and what's the number of the Turkish Cypriots?
The numbers are used by occupation as how can I say, to
they can cook the numbers.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Turkish Cypriots, we know the number of Turkish Cypriots, you know, from Cyprus Republic, the citizens of Cyprus Republic. We are 120,000 Turkish Cypriots, and we know the population of occupied area from mobile users,
mobile phones, yes,
and the muhtaris. They are more than 1 million, they say. I check always the mobile users, mobile phones.
1 million.
More than 1 million. It is only the mobile users. There are children they don't use. There are older people there they don't use. And the mobile users is not, I think, the real number. It is because there are people from third countries, they don't have the so-called Turkish Cypriot numbers.
Yes, I understand.
The limit is more than 1 million. It is between 1 million and 2 millions.
So even it's more than 1 million. I mean, your estimation. We talk about estimation, yes?
Yes, 1 million.
It's a minimum 1 million and maximum 2 million. So the number is somewhere between 1 and 2 millions.
Yes. And the Turkish Cypriots are 120,000, and I think half of it lives outside in European countries, Australia, Britain, Canada. We are living in occupied area, 60,000, 70,000 people.
So you're telling me that basically half of the Turkish Cypriots, they take the identity or the passports or whatever, they just move.
Yes.
They run out from Cyprus.
The families say to the young children, when they go to the university, they say don't come back. When they go to the university, to Holland, to England, to Germany, to anywhere, don't come back. That's it. This is Turkish Cypriot's life. The elimination.
Some months ago, where you sit now, was sitting Sami, a very good friend of mine, that he's an MP also in the occupied area, and I remember my surprise when he said exactly the same thing. He said, I told to my daughter, don't come back. And I remember that I asked him, okay, if everybody say to this, I understand why you say to your kids don't come back. By the way, many Cypriots are living in Free Cyprus, Greek Cypriots, they say to their kids, move, because here there is like no future for young people that they want to achieve something, they can achieve something, and but they don't have maybe the qualification that is most necessary to be in some political party. So if you are not in a political party, it's like you don't have a future. But this is not what we discuss now. Back to my story. So the point here is, what future can have Cyprus when in the Republic of Cyprus and in the occupied area, the Cypriots tell to their kids, go, run from this country?
You know, there is a war and genocide for a long time in Palestine from 48. They say we don't leave this country. They give their kids their keys, house keys, and they transfer the house keys from 48 to today, generation to generation, and they say we want to turn back. But the leadership of Cyprus gave up from Kyrenia in the UN discussions. That is the problem. The Palestinians in genocide, they don't give up from their land, but Cypriots give up their lands.
What do you think about the political, the leadership of the Republic of Cyprus?
The leadership of Cyprus, I can be so clear and hard, betrayed this country. 1 week ago, Christodoulides said that after the election in occupied area in 19 October, there will be a so-called election in occupied area. The Turkish settlers will elect the new puppet of Turkey. And the Christodoulides said that in that night, 19 October, I will call whoever is elected by Turkish settlers to meet. The leadership of Cyprus from Makarios to today, from 76 to today, the first election was in occupied area in 76. Denktash was elected in 76 with settlers vote. In 1980, he is elected with Turkish settlers vote. In 85, he has elected with Turkish settlers vote. In 90, with Turkish settlers vote. 95, Turkish settlers vote. 2000, Turkish settlers vote. 2005, Mehmet Ali Talat elected with Turkish settlers vote. 2010, Eroğlu elected with Turkish settlers vote. 2015, Akıncı elected with 96% with Turkish settlers vote. It is not possible for somebody to be elected without settlers vote in 96%. And 2020, Tatar elected with Turkish settlers vote. And today, most probably Tufan, a federalist, so-called federalist, or Tatar again will elected with Turkish settlers vote. But what the Cypriot leadership does, Turkish settlers are war crime in Cyprus. This is their position in Cyprus is against Geneva Convention and the Rome Statute, a war crime and crime against humanity. And to legitimize this election is legitimization and the legalization of the war crimes. We say as Turkish Cypriots, many Turkish Cypriots, and I am part of the Pan-Cyprian freedom movement, we say that legitimization of this election with settlers vote is legitimization of war crimes, legitimization of occupation, legitimization of colonialism. And the Cyprus Republic leadership from 76 Denktash election to today legitimized the settlers' votes and war crimes. That's why I say they betrayed Cyprus.
You know, somebody can comment or oppress on what you say that, okay, we need to talk with somebody, with the leader of the Turkish Cypriot community, how they present it at least. What's your answer to this?
Talk to the occupation regime, to Turkey. It is the answer. Do you want to speak with puppet or the leader or the how can I say, the boss of the puppet? Boss is Turkey. if you want to speak, speak to Turkey, not to puppet. They are using the puppets to cover up the occupation, to legalize the occupation. That is the point.
Okay, what do you think could be the possible solution to, you know, there is a discussion even about the terminology, the next period. I'm not sure if I know the exactly term in English, but we're going to try to. There's a discussion here in Cyprus when President Christodoulou is saying we want to reunite, να επανενώσουμε την πατρίδα μας, and there is a huge debate for many people. They say we don't want to reunite, we want to free our country. We want to να απελευθερώσουμε.
Liberate.
Yeah, liberate. You say about the thing. So you see, even about in the meaning of the two words, I think is behind them is a whole philosophy about how we see Cyprus, how we see the future of Cyprus. From your point of view, you say we need to liberate Cyprus.
Yes.
So my question now is, let's say the practical things. We have more 1 to 2 million settlers. We have around 40,000, maybe more, nobody knows, about Turkish troops in Cyprus. Turkey colonized Cyprus. We want to liberate our country. How are we going to do
it? We have a state, Cyprus Republic. Cyprus Republic is the member of United Nations. Cyprus Republic is member of European Union. Cyprus Republic is member of many international organizations. Cyprus Republic, what does Cyprus Republic against occupation as state? I see nothing. I see in our history in 50 years only one real struggle against occupation. Women walk home. Women walk home opened for us the door of the European Human Rights Court. The woman in 1998 arrested, and after that Titiana Louisidou case came, and then started the international law discussion in Cyprus. Only one person and the women's struggle opened that way. If the state struggled for that, we could have more things, more points, more winnings, I can say. It's right. We are under occupation. There is more than 1 million settlers. They are colonizing our land. They took Turkish Cypriot as hostage. They took Greek Cypriot lands as hostage. But the point is, what we done against that? We played with the enemies. We used enemies' words. We played enemies' game. In 74 August, during the occupation, they started the talkings, UN talkings in Genova. They started to discuss how many lands that Turkey occupied in 1974 August will be legalized, and the first discussion was that 30%, 35%. The first round was that after in 75 Turkey started to make population transfer, and after that they started in 80s in Gali, in United Nations Gali plan, how many settlers will be legalized. This was the second betray or wrong against Cypriots. One, land colonization and population transfer started to legalize. We could and we can fight against that. For example, today there is a case in International Criminal Court. Kostas Mavridis opened that case, but Cyprus Republic, a state, doesn't support that case. A European parliamentary of Cyprus, Mavridis, opened a case when he was elected 2014. Only a man, Mavridis, could do that, and Cyprus Republic couldn't do anything. From 74 to today, we have many tools. We have European Union. Turkey is the Turkey's biggest economical partner is European Union. Mm-hmm. We didn't use European Union to boycott Turkey. To example, Palestinians. Movement is BDS, boycott, divestment, sanctions, Israeli products, and etc. In free areas, in the markets, you can buy Turkish products. Even Cyprus Republic doesn't boycott Turkish products. And we could use European Union to boycott economically Turkey. It finished everything. Russia occupied Ukraine. They made too much packages as boycott and other things against Russia. Ukraine is not a European country. Cyprus is an European country. For Ukraine, European countries, European Union boycotts Russia, but for Cyprus did nothing. This is the problem. We have to fight for that.
Did Cyprus Republic ask on demand for boycott, first of all?
We have to ask.
Yeah, we'll ask.
That is the point.
Yeah. You know, I want to make a comment on the following. By the way, there is a water if you need water stuff. Okay. Because of what's happening in Gaza the last years, and you see all this movement about free Palestine, and there's so many compatriots, they're running with even with the Palestinian flags, with this, I don't know how to call it, this, you understand what I'm talking about. And they say free Palestine and this and that. Why do you think the people, our people, they don't make something similar, say, free Cyprus?
They forgot occupation in Cyprus. They forgot. You know, Densehno.
Sorry?
Densehno. Don't forget.
No.
The point, the logic of Densehno works antagonistic. The state uses and says that Densehno, don't forget the occupation, but politically they try to show that forget Kairinyan, forget Famagusta, forget Morfu. Only a part of Varosha, okay, but rest forget. They say in agitation, in propaganda, Densehno, don't forget. But in the politics, in the reality, they say forget. This is the point. That's why people forgot. And the people has daily problems. It's another thing. Mm-hmm. During these daily problems, if they don't have lands in occupied area, they can easily forget. If you are in Bafos, a farmer, in Limassol, in Larnaca, and if you don't lost lands and houses in occupied area, you can forget easily. But you don't right to forget.
How do you think it can be changed, this situation? I mean, you know, about forget or not forget, this is it's not just because of the daily problems. It's a whole thing. I mean, for example, if you don't have even like a campaign to keep remember things. I mean, just to give you an example, whatever we produce here, or like podcast, or like VOULI.TV, we already have the Xenchno. It was a politician. That he commented to this, like a bit like mocking me. I said, okay, well, why you put now the exception there? The point here is how you feel, how you think this can be changed. And I mean, for Free Palestine, yes, I understand all the points and the comments and stuff people are saying. And many times I ask people that they are in this, let's say, movement, on this action, I understand what you do about Palestine. Why don't you do the same for Cyprus? And it's like, how can be changed? This is a question.
We've struggled. If we start to step by step, we lost 50 years. We have to start again. That's why I am part of the Pan-Cyprian freedom movement. We have to start it again. We are in Pan-Cyprian freedom movement, Turkish-speaking Cypriots, Greek-speaking Cypriots, Armenian, Maronites. I saw first time in my life an Armenian priest in a demonstration against occupation with us last year. We have to start it. Step by step, slowly, siga siga.
Okay, okay, this siga siga, it's what characterizes Cyprus. Siga siga, but next, okay. You think that Pan-Cyprian movement, it needs to become political in a way, to run for elections, to take some positions, to be in the centers that we take in the decisions, or do you think that it needs to be out like to keep pushing people that they take the decisions?
Pan-Cyprian freedom movement is not a political party and will not be a political party. It is a front, we can say, Cypriot front from all ethnicities and Cypriot citizens movement. We are pushing the politics, the society to show the way. We will not be a political party, but we will be part of the motor of the struggle.
Okay, all right. So let's move to another subject, which is I wrote some days ago. He was writing very in details, and it was excellent journalist work about the situation of the capture of the 5 Cypriots that they keep. Right now they are in jail, or they are out of jail. How it is?
Now they are out of jail. They are staying in a hotel.
But they can't come
back. They
back.
cannot come back.
So it's like they are not in jail, but they are under arrest.
They are hostages of occupation in occupied area with us.
Yeah. So about, sometimes I wonder if in the place of Cyprus Republic it was Israel. What they're supposed to do about the 5 hostages, the 5 Cypriots that are hosted in occupied area. But okay, this is a different discussion. So, what's the situation now? I mean, please give us, from journalist point of view, give us the whole story, because there are too many fairy tales flying around. Yeah.
I am starting from the beginning.
Yes, please.
While they are traveling, there are 2 partners, 2 women, 2 husbands, and 1 friend of them. I can give their names: Andreas and Nikki Priano, Nikki and Gregorio, and Antonis Luca. Andreas and Gregorio are friends from basketball. They are famous, I think.
By the way, they are very, very good friends to myself also, and I'm very sensitive about the whole thing from the first day, and we try to. But please continue with the story.
Anniki Priano is a refugee. Left occupied area when she was 14 years old in '74. She is from Varosha. She has a home in closed part of Varosha. They said they opened the Varosha, but she has a home there.
I know.
And they have. She has lands in Trigomo, in Famagusta, in Castria. Too much lands. She has lands from his father.
Yeah.
14 Kochanis. They went there to see the land again.
Okay.
I asked, when I am watching this trial from beginning to today, I asked to Annie, what it means for you to go there? She said to me very emotionally, I go to my 14th age, that's why I am going there. It is my 14th age in Salamia, in Trigomo. It is my 14th age, that's why I visit that area. And they arrested between Boise and Trigomo while they are traveling with their car. They visited their land. That land has been usurped by Turkish Cypriot construction companies. They built big projects on it, and they visited that area in between Trigomo and Boise. And after that they were traveling, and police stopped them and they taken as hostage. But why they taken? What is the issue? Yeah. This is the point. This is a planned, framed up case. It is fabricated before. These people are elected by the occupation regime and the Simon Aykut. There is a Simon Aykut case. Simon Aykut is a Israeli Turkish citizen. He came to Cyprus 2004 to occupy the area. He built more than 10,000 houses on stolen Greek Cypriot properties, lands, and he is the engineer of demography in Trigomo. He changed the demography of the land, and you cannot transfer. I say there is Turkey's war crimes. One war crime is colonization of land, and the other is population transfer. If there isn't any houses, you cannot transfer population. This guy came in 2004 and he started the biggest project, and he changed the whole area from Trigomo, Carpazia and Kyrenia, everywhere, and he made a city there, settlement. Like he is Israeli and Turkish, what Israel makes in stolen Palestinian land, he made in Trigomo. And after that, he has been arrested last year in free areas by Republic of Cyprus. He has been arrested because of his companies in free areas, not because of usurpation. In first point, he had companies in free areas, shell companies. He is so brave. He is stealing Greek Cypriot lands, and he is coming to free areas and having companies. After that, in 2 years ago, 23, in June, in Politis, there was a news about Simon Aykut and his sons' companies in free areas, and the news was saying that Cyprus Republic is investigating Simon Aykut's family. But he was so brave, he came to free areas, and one day he has been arrested. And there are his case last year in July, he has been arrested in checkpoints, and the case started. I watched his case too in free areas. There are more than 100 complainants the Greek Cypriots whose lands are stolen are complainant against Simon Aykut in that case. I think there are more than 100 people. The relationship of this case, 5 Greek Cypriots taken hostage in occupied area, Simon Aykut's case, it started at that point that in a case 1 month ago or 20 days ago, policeman said that in the case, in the room, the list of individuals who filed complaints against Simon Aykut is kept at the Police General Directorate in occupied area. Andreas Kyprianos' name appears on that list. That's why these people are arrested. The occupation regime took the list of Greek Cypriots. How they took that list is another thing. The occupation regime took the list of Greek Cypriot landowners and the complainants' names from the Simon Aykut's case and make an arrest warrant. And the Andreas Kyprianos' name is on the list, but he is not that Andreas Kypriano. That is the point. They arrested the wrong Andreas Kypriano. This is the beginning of this story of these 5 people. First of all, they arrested these 5 people. Then after that, they fabricated the case.
But they're still in jail. No, they're still under capture. I mean,
yes,
they're still hostages.
They are still hostages.
More than 80 days now. It's
yes.
More than 80 daes. Okay. Yes, they're not in jail. They are in some hotel. But they're still hostages.
Yes.
Okay. How this case is gonna end?
This Simon Aykut, I said this arrest,
yes,
this hostage operation is Simon Aykut operated. There are one guy, informer, called the police.
Mm-hmm.
The Greek Cypriots visited these 5 their land, and one man saw them, informer, and called the police and called the construction bosses there. And the construction bosses, big bosses, became complainant against 5 Greek Cypriots. They stole the Greek Cypriot lands, they made projects, and when they visited the land, they became complainant against them because that they have been arrested. And the guy who is who called who organized this thing is Hasan İnce. He is an ex CTP Federalist Party. He is an ex CTP. He was in the Central Committee of CTP. He is a federalist. He is so peaceful, and he called the police and the construction bosses because of land issue. Arrest the Greek Cypriots. This is the face of federalist. This is another thing. Fake, peaceful people. This is the face. And his son, this is so connected. His son, this guy, this Hasan İnce's son is the state agent of Simon Aykut. He is working, his son is working for Simon Aykut. His father is calling construction bosses and the police, and they arrested these 5 people. So fabricated, so frame up, everything connected. When the police said that we have the list of Greek Cypriots in the case of Simon Aykut, we understood everything. But what is going on now, what will happen, they have been panicked when the policeman sat in the courtroom. The names of the construction bosses. When he gave the Hasan İnce's the name. When the lawyer, defense lawyer says that his son is the state agent of Simona Ekut, they have been panicked. There was a case in Trigomo. They couldn't show up. They didn't came there. Because the lawyers will ask them. There will be the lands, the Unitrust lands, and the Kochanis will come there, and we will ask them, you stole this land. They cannot answer these questions. Then the complainants didn't show up to the court, and the two cases drop.
So which case still remains?
There were 4 cases.
Yes.
Unlawful entry into a military zone that they say that they did, one of them, Grigory, didn't give the ID.
Okay.
This is the case. I think in 2 weeks this will finish. The other is trespass to property. The Unitrust visited Unitrust's land, and they say that this is trespass to property. This case dropped because the construction bosses couldn't come to the court. The public nuisance, they say that the Unitrust visited her land, and this is public nuisance, and the construction bosses couldn't come to the court. That's why it's dropped. And the 4th, violation of personal data. This is still there. What is that? The list of the names who usurped Unitrust's lands. They have the documents that names are on it, that written who usurped Unitrust's land after 74. Okay. It is a document. And now the last case is that I think they will drop it because they are in panic. They fabricated this case to exchange Simona Ekut and 5 Greek Cypriots. It was the plan. But it doesn't. Maybe Cyprus Republic didn't answer them. And another point, Cyprus Republic didn't interested with that case. They didn't contact with 5. They didn't came to the court. Okay, it is occupation. You don't recognize so-called TRNC, but somebody can come and say we are with you.
Nobody came.
Nobody came.
Nobody came from Cyprus Republic.
Nobody. And nobody called them. And United Nations, even United Nations didn't come to the court. They started to come to Trigoma now. We are in the court. The trial is going from 19th July to today, and they didn't come to the military court. And Andreas Kyprianou said to me, they went to prison. Andreas Kyprianou was very sick, and occupation regime didn't give him tablets. And at that day, United Nations went to the prison. And Andreas Kyprianou asked them, can you give me my health? Can you help me for my health? Can you give my tablets? No. Why did you came up? You cannot give me my tablets. For my health, you cannot do anything. You cannot do anything to liberate me. And you came here. That's it. They show up in prison one time. And that's all. And now they are coming to Trigomo, sitting there and asking us what is going on. Can you translate us? Etc.
But nobody from Cyprus Republic.
Nobody from Cyprus Republic.
No, okay, I understand they should. Okay, you really catch me by surprise. Now I'm trying to regroup myself now. Okay, I understand. We don't recognize anything in the occupied area as politics position. Understand? All right. Nobody could come from Cyprus Republic under any idiotita. I'm not coming now. Idiotita is like, I'm not coming like a politician. I'm coming like a human being.
Yes.
Nobody could go there just to tell them, we are here, we support you, we didn't forget you. Nobody.
They could send a lawyer to
or
watch
a lawyer
it.
to support or working with the lawyer that they have from the occupied area or whatever. Nobody came.
Nobody. Nobody called them. They didn't came. They didn't call them.
Okay, I mean, you are there, you know the story. I mean, it's just really, it's like, okay, so what you expect? How you expect this story to end?
Before that, police said that it is a Simon Aykut operation. I was waiting that this case will go next year.
Yeah.
Because they are dropping the cases, they dropped 2 cases.
Yes.
These 2 cases are minimum 3 months. They dropped them.
Yes.
There is only 1 case now, and in this week, next week, there will be before last session of the last trial, the lawyer will speak, then the judge will speak and finish the military case.
Yeah, but the other day they were supposed to go to the court, and again it was like postponed the case. It was yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yesterday there was a case.
Yes.
The defense lawyer brought a special guy from Turkey that they are trying to defense lawyer trying to show that everything is fabricated.
Yes.
They brought 2 special experts to show that everything is fabricated from computer, from everything is fabricated, and these people are not guilty. That is the point.
Okay, so basically, just to summarize the whole thing, basically the whole case, it was an effort from the occupied regime to exchange, please tell me again the name. Simon Aykut with the 5 Cypriots, the Greek Cypriots, they were arrested there. It didn't work out, they fabricated the case, it didn't work out, so basically it's coming to an end, and they're going to free the person to come unite again with their families or whatever. But most of all, that Cyprus Republic, once again, it was absent. That's the whole case for me. Yeah.
And at the same time, in New York, Tatar and Christodoulidis met 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Tatar went there, and Tatar spoke for Simon Aykut in New York. Tatar said, "You arrested Simon, he is under arrest, and you are making arrest warrant for our construction bosses by Interpol, etc." Tatar said that, but Christodoulidis didn't said anything about 5. Christodoulidis didn't. When he said Simon Aykut, Christodoulidis had to say, "You arrested, you take hostages, not arrested. Take hostages, 5 Cypriots, because they visited their lands."
I have one last question for you, my friend. I mean, okay, you know, in this studio, I had many stories. Many times I was surprised. Many times I was astonished for the things I hear. But believe me, what you just shared with us about, because you know what impression I had here. Because and I think this is a general impression for Greek Cypriots, that our republic, they did some, because they were saying, now I recall, they were saying that we make this, we go to this body, we write this thing, we change, blah, blah, blah. They didn't even go to the court. Okay, I'll leave it up to this point. My last question is about I don't know if you want to say anything more about the case before we go to my last subject.
I hope this case have to go after these 5 liberated. This case has to go to European Human Rights Court, and in Cyprus Republic there has to be cases against this case who fabricated this case against 5. There are names clear. Cyprus Republic has to open cases in free areas against the complicities.
You believe they're going to do it?
I don't believe, but we have the pressure for it.
Okay. All right. So my last question is about the upcoming so-called elections in the occupied area. Basically, it's Tatar and Tehurman, if I say correctly the pronunciation. Basically, they're the 2 main competitors. Are there more, or just those 2?
There are more, but
those 2. Okay. Because here I'm reading and I hear people that from Greek Cypriots that they believe or expect that, you know, if Ehurman is going to be elected, that it can be better the things about. Well, now better the things is like, you know, they throw in there. It's going to be better the things about what? Anyway, you believe that anything gonna be changed if Ehurman is elected?
Tatar is comedy, Erhurman is tragedy. Nothing will change, but nothing will change, but the difference is that between Erhurman and Tatar. Tatar says that I am puppet of Turkey, I am the man of Turkey, I did what Turkey said. Erhurman says that I am in the power, I will do it. Turkey is not occupying power. This is the difference. Erhurman is better to cover up Turkish occupation. This is his role. And I said there are 2 points. The legitimization of legalization, war crimes, the land usurpation and population transfer. Erhurman is the expert of how to legitimize, legalize war crimes of Turkey. What he is speaking from beginning to today in his campaign is the legitimization of land usurpation and population transfer. He says, for example, he says in Annamplan 45,000 settlers voted, and the United Nations accepted that. With 45,000 and with their children and wives, it is 80,000. He says 80,000 people, if the Greek Cypriots said yes, would be legalized European citizens. But Greek Cypriots said no, that's why they are not legalized. But United Nations accepted that. That's why they have to go, they can pass through the free areas. This is another point. He started to say, this was the first level. The settlers voted in Annamplan, they have to be legalized. After, he says the mixed marriages issue. The mixed marriages issue is under law of Cyprus Republic. He says Cyprus Republic doesn't have that right. He doesn't accept Cyprus Republic authority, but he wants Cyprus identity for these children. And third stage, the last stage he gave in his speech last Sunday in Trigomo, he is very clever. he goes to the settler points and he says what the settlers wants to hear. And the Cypriots are minority, and he said the unemployment issue in Carpathia to the settlers. He spoke last Sunday in Trigomo to settlers. He said that the Turkish children of Turkish mother, Turkish father, Turkish settlers children has the right to go Larnaca, Limassol, Bafos. Why they cannot pass? Because Turkey occupied Cyprus, and these people are war crime here transported, and because Cyprus Republic is under control, under occupation of Turkey, these Turkish settlers cannot go free areas. But he wants to everybody from beginning of Turkish settlers from 75 to today, they have to pass free areas. And the war crimes have to be legalized. That is the role of Tufan Erhürman. Tatar doesn't say these kind of things. Tatar is comedy. Tatar speaking to state solution. If you ask him, he cannot answer. Tatar says sometimes you arrested Simon Aykut, but at the same time, Tufan Erhürman speaks about land usurpation, how to legalize the usurped land. Tatar cannot defend this kind of things. He doesn't know. There is immovable property commission. Why this 5 Greek Cypriots case is important is that there is immovable property commission. European Human Rights Court gave the license to Turkey to legalize occupied land. You will buy it and legalize it. With 5 Greek Cypriots case, immovable property commission, that's why they are in panic. Immovable property commission is in danger. Greek Cypriots came their land to see, and you arrested them. And then they say, you say, go to immovable property commission and sell us your occupied land. That's why Tufan Erhürman and the Federalists are in panic in this 5 Greek Cypriots case, because they can lose their arguments and the apparat to legalize usurped land. They are using the international law to legalize occupation. What Tufan Erhürman is, what Tufan Erhürman means, that so simple: legalization of war crimes with population transfer, settlers, and usurped land. That's it. What Tatar is, this is tragedy. What Tatar is comedy. I don't take him serious. Tatar says, I am the puppet of Turkey. He said that. And one day, when the Federalists attacked Tatar, Tatar was very angry and he said, you cannot criticize Turkey and you criticize me. I did what Turkey said. Criticize Turkey if you can. Tatar said that.
Crystal clear. Crystal clear. But Erhürman is he plays something else. And you know, I like your last comment. I think, first of all, thank you very much. Thank you very much for this podcast. Believe me, it's going to, for whoever has open ears, it's going to be very enlightening. I like your last comment about how you say you're a young Cypriot. For me, you're young anyway. You're the young generation of Cypriots. What do you expect? What do you expect to change? and if your expectations, how it can become reality?
First of all, we have to stop the play. The play United Nations peace talks. It is the part of problem. It is not the part of solution. United Nations, the plans from 77 to today, is the legalization of war crimes. To bicommunal, bizonality. What is bicommunal, bizonal? It came after war, occupation. That is the first point. Second point, United Nations talks says that we will legalize the settlers. It is even against international law. It is even against Geneva Convention. It is even against United Nations its own documents that it is war crime. United Nations says that Cyprus is a United Nations. Cyprus is member of United Nations, and United Nations peace talks is going to dissolve Cyprus Republic. We have to defend Cyprus Republic against imperialist powers, against United Nations, against our leadership, Cyprus leadership. We have to defend, first of all, Cyprus Republic. If we lost our state, you look, Yugoslavia, Syria, Libya, Afghanistan, there is a movement of dissolving the states. If we lost our state, we will lose our base to struggle. Cyprus Republic, our base to fight against occupation, against our elites in Cyprus Republic, and at the same time, when we start to don't play the game of United Nations peace talks and PBF to legalize the war crimes, we can discuss after that. We will see what to do. Our struggle has to be based on Cyprus Republic, not the dissolving of Cyprus Republic.
I think this is the last comment. It's exactly to the point. Thank you very much that you be here and you share all this information with us. And I believe we're gonna have you again, because you know, if you don't do something, when I say you, I don't mean you as a person. You like the new generation that coming to take over the situation in Cyprus. Nothing will ever change, and just everything's going to collapse. Thank you again to be with us. Ευχαριστούμε και εσάς, φίλες και φίλοι. Thank you also, dear viewers, that you've been with us. And I'm sure that everything that Aziz Sha was sharing with us, it was very, very enlightening. Until next time, I hope to be able to be okay. Bye.
Αναγνωρισμένο τετραετές πρόγραμμα Διεθνείς σχέσεις, παγκόσμια οικονομία και στρατηγική ανάλυση. Διδάσκουν οι δόκτορες Χαραλαμπίδης Γιάννος, Δενιόζος Νίκος, Φίλης Γεώργιος και άλλοι καταξιωμένοι πανεπιστημιακοί, ειδικοί συνεργάτες, αξιωματικοί, οικονομολόγοι και διεθνολόγοι. Κολέγιο Λίδρα για σπουδές στις διεθνείς σχέσεις, παγκόσμια οικονομία και στρατηγική ανάλυση. Οι εγγραφές άρχισαν.